Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the gentleman from Oklahoma for yielding me the customary 30 minutes, and I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong opposition to this martial law rule. The martial law authority created under this rule would last through September 5th. In other words, the House Republicans can call us back at a whim just to consider any kind of bill they call a border or immigration bill. So much for their 3-day rule. I wonder how much notice they have to give Speaker Cruz before they call us back. Let's just take a moment to remember how we got here. The Republican leadership put together a partisan, inadequate, and unacceptable emergency supplemental bill that allegedly dealt with the humanitarian crisis at the southern border. That bill was mean-spirited and cruel, but it wasn't mean-spirited and cruel enough to satisfy the far-right wing of the Republican conference. So the leadership tried to add another mean-spirited, cruel bill to block any further help for young immigrants under the DACA program, a program that has helped thousands of young people who have grown up in America come out of the shadows so they can go to school or hold a job without fear of being deported. But that wasn't mean-spirited and cruel enough for their base, so they pulled the whole package from the floor yesterday. So last night, we had yet another meeting in the Rules Committee. And that's when they came up with this rule, but not a solution. That's right, Mr. Speaker. They still don't know what they're going to do. But I have an idea. They're going to make their cruel, mean-spirited immigration bill even worse. And that may not be enough to placate the far right, who simply don't like immigrants. Mr. Speaker, let's be honest. The far right wing of the Republican base will never, ever be satisfied. And the martial law authority created under this rule would last through September 5th. So if the Republicans can somehow come up with even more mean-spirited bills, if they can figure out a way to act even more cruelly, they can bring us back again and again and again to vote. Now, in case any Americans are still watching, they can be forgiven for being a little confused about what happened this week. On Wednesday, House Republicans voted to waste millions of taxpayer dollars to sue the president for what they claim is excessive executive action. But on Thursday, this is what Speaker Boehner said about the border crisis, and I quote, "There are numerous steps the president can and should be taking right now without the need for congressional action to secure our borders," end quote. So which is it, Mr. Speaker? Is President Obama doing too much or not enough? I've got whiplash. It would be easier to take the Republicans seriously if they would just settle on one set of partisan talking points. Finally, Mr. Speaker, let me say a few words about the crisis at our border. There are nearly 50 million refugees around the world, 50 million people fleeing violence, brutality, oppression, famine, disease. 50 million. But when 50,000 minors, 0.1% of the total number, arrive at our border, my Republican friends have a collective hissy fit. Is this really the face of America that we want the rest of the world to see? The United States of America, a nation of immigrants. Do we really want the rest of the world to see us like this, petty and mean and small? I hope not. I reserve the balance of my time.